Welcome, neighbors. Today we're going to be grilling a strip steak on our Weber Kettle grill. So first we're going to go ahead and get the briquettes going. We're going to load up our starter chimney. This is a full-size chimney, so we'll fill it somewhere between 3/4 and all the way full. Place some newspaper in the bottom and then go ahead and light the chimney full of briquettes. This is a very efficient and effective way to get your barbecue briquettes going. You definitely don't want to use any kind of a lighter fluid or briquettes that are impregnated with lighter fluid, as that leaves a residue or a taste on the food that you're grilling, and you want to avoid that, and it's just too easy to light them this way. Alright, so today we're going to be cooking these 4 nice sized strip steaks. They're either strip loin, New York strip, or Kansas City strip, depending what region you're in. You normally don't need to cut any of the fat off the exterior on the one side. However, these particular steaks had an extra amount of fat on the side, so I felt it was prudent to go ahead and remove just some of that to reduce the amount of flare up that we would get on the grill from the mounting fat. The strip steaks have the fat on one side and marbling in the middle. Alright, so the charcoal briquettes are good and ready to go, so we'll go ahead and get them in the Kettle grill. We're going to use an indirect method of heating. In other words, a portion of the grill will be using glowing hot coals and the rest will be left with no coals, so that'll be in a cooler section. However, I'm going to be using Weber's gourmet system, where the grill on this Master Touch premium grill has a removable center, and they sell a variety of different accessories that fits into that center part of the grill, and we're going to be using Weber's sear grate. So what we're going to do is layer the coals in a circle in the middle of the grill, flatten them out, make them as even as we possibly can to provide even cooking. So we'll go ahead and get the grill. I'll remove the centerpiece. You can see me doing it there in the background. Set that off to the side. Grab the cooking grill and place it onto the barbecue. Over on the table I've got the sear grate, which is like a cast iron kind of coated material. Put that in the middle. And the whole point of this is to produce hot diamond shaped sear lines on the food that you're cooking to give it that good cosmetic look, as well as impart a little bit of flavoring to the point of those sear points. Alright, so we've let that sear grate heat up for about 10 minutes or so, get nice and hot. We'll go ahead and grab our steaks, move them onto the grill. As you can see, these are very large strip steaks. They're 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick, and they're quite decent size, so they take up the entire sear grate. I'll be cooking 4 today, which means I need to sear them off 2 at a time. I'm going to sear them on each side for about 3 minutes. Normally you would leave your barbecue open during this cooking process on steaks, but with these being so thick, I decided to cover them over while we're cooking them. So let them sear on the one side for 3 minutes. Go ahead and move them. If they stick to the grates, that just means they need to sear for a little bit longer. You just leave them there and go. These were sticking just a little bit, but the slightest tug they pulled away, so that meant that they were ready to flip over. So 3 minutes on the one side, flip them over. Going to sear them over the high heat for another 3 minutes. Now if you didn't have this system, if you just had a normal Kettle grill, you would set up the coals on one half the grill, doing the searing on the one side. You don't have to use this system. You would adjust as normal. And as you can see, I was showing you there the diamond-shaped sear marks that the grate leaves on the steaks. Okay, so these have been on for 3 minutes on this side. So we'll go ahead and move them off of the direct heat over onto the indirect part of the grill, which in this configuration is all around the perimeter on the outside of the grill. If you were setting up your grill with the coals on the one half, you would just move the steaks over to the other half. And because I'm cooking 4, I'm going to go ahead and throw the other 2 on to sear, while these other ones are cooking indirectly. Now you need to manage your temperatures. We have a couple members of the family that like their steaks a little more on the well to medium well side, so this works out well. The first 2 steaks will cook longer and therefore will be done more. But we'll go ahead and cover this up, sear these 2 on this side for 3 more minutes. Now that time is gone, those will be ready to flip. Now I should mention that the seasoning that I've used on these steaks is purely kosher salt. I applied a liberal coating of kosher salt to all sides of the steak 24 hours before I decided to cook them. And that's not an unreasonable time. You want to have the salt draw the moisture out. Here, let me just show you. We're going to be testing the doneness by feeling against the palm of my thumb. And you can see I've gone through the different iterations. Open is raw. Touching your first finger is rare. Then medium rare, medium, and medium well. So you can just rotate through and you feel against your palm to check for doneness. Like I was saying now about the salt, so I salted these 24 hours ahead of time, let them soak. That allows the salt to draw the moisture out of the meat, and then the meat just reabsorbs almost like a saline kind of solution into the meat, providing flavor and not really being a salty kind of texture. So we'll go ahead and test for doneness. You really want to be cooking your medium rare to about 130 degrees or so. Medium is be about 140. You want to take them off about 5 degrees before they reach those temperatures. So these were on the grill for about 10 minutes or so. Checking them for doneness. You can feel free to use an instant read thermometer, and once again you want to pull them off about 5 or maybe even 7 degrees before they reach your desired doneness, because you're going to let them rest. But these ones are done, so we'll go ahead and pull them off. It is critical that we let these sit and rest for about 10-15 minutes for them to reabsorb the juices. It makes for a nice flavorful cut. So we'll pull them off and set them to the side. Now, as you've seen me do before in other videos, I don't like to waste hot coals, so I'm going to go ahead and put some, I have some hot Italian sausages this time. Go ahead and put them on the coals while the steaks are resting. Take advantage of that. And we put them in the fridge for the family to grab and just heat them up and eat them throughout the week. So we're going to go ahead. As you noticed, we got hit by a summer rainstorm there while the steaks were resting. We took them inside to let them rest. Now I've brought them out. We're going to check them for doneness. And these ones are at a medium. I prefer medium rare, but the family likes medium. So, remember to get out and grill, learn from your mistakes, but most of all, have fun. Thanks for watching.